You know what else? The funniest thing is when I make these videos, myself being a lifelong resident of New York City and now New York State. Okay, I know what the hell I'm talking about. I have the Google, right? I know what I'm talking about. I live here and all this nonsense. And these people will, just like I told this person on his channel, this person said that Democrats are nasty people, and a lot of them are. I've had a lot of bad interactions with Democrats in person and online. They will always jump to the name calling. You just want a gun because you want to delete children. You just want, and it's funny how they don't want you to have a gun to protect yourself, but they have they don't want to ban abortions, which to me is the deletion of children, innocent children. So, but according to the Democrats, that's not life if it's inside a mother's womb. So we cannot debate these people. We cannot have a rational conversation with crazy people because they're not crazy. I mean, they're not well, you know? So in New York State, your gun is a paperweight. That's exactly what it is. Kathy Hochul made your gun a paperweight. In New York, sensitive locations where the carrying of firearms is restricted include government buildings, places of worship, schools, parks. So you can't walk in your park with your concealed carry firearm. You can't walk into your park with your child. You have to leave your gun home. If you get caught with it, they'll take your pistol permit. You'll be arrested. You'll never be allowed to own another handgun in New York State again, right? And healthcare facilities. These restrictions are part of New York's concealed carry law, which also mandates good moral character for licensed applicants and restricts disclosure of social media information. That they got that wrong. It was you had to show these people your Facebook and all of this nonsense. I don't know if that was repealed. Government buildings owned or controlled by federal, state, or local government, including courthouses. That's a no-brainer. That's always been like that. You don't bring your gun there. Healthcare facilities, right? If you're going to be getting services, why would you bring your gun and have it on your body? That's a no-brainer. Places of worship, that's up to the individual building itself whether they want to do that. I don't see a problem with that. Educational institutions, yeah, I mean, if you're going to drop your child off and you got your gun on you and you're not going to walk into the building, why is this an issue? Recreational areas, public parks, playgrounds, and zoos. Seriously? People have children, and you want to protect yourself and to protect your child from a stray dog or a predator that's trying to grab your child. This is how these laws don't make any sense. Public transportation, buses, subways, and other forms of public transit. So I don't know about a lot of you, but many people in New York City do not own a car. You want to know why? Because it's not necessary. And it's too expensive anyway to own a car in New York City. I remember my own sister was paying for a parking spot right outside her house. I think back then it was $150 a month. It's got to be way, way, way more than that. So your average New Yorker is relying on public transportation to go to work every day, to go to school, to go to their business. So now Kathy Hochul is telling you that you can't get on a bus, a subway, and other forms of public transit. So your concealed carry pistol is a paperweight. You can't take it outside the house. So what is the purpose of having it? In other words, What the Democrats do is they make a billion laws restricting your right to own, to carry, to use. And then they'll say, you can do it. We haven't restricted it. They do this constantly. And then they gaslight you. In 2022, the Supreme Court struck down New York's previous restrictions on carrying concealed weapons, requiring a special need for self-defense. Who are you, you fucking slave? You have to have why do you need a gun? Why do I have to prove to you why do I have a need? This is not the Book of Needs. This is the Bill of Rights. And Americans have the right to bear arms. New York lawmakers responded by enacting a new law that designated sensitive locations where firearms are prohibited and tightened permit requirements. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous, but people vote for this nonsense. The Second Circuit Court of Appeals has largely upheld this new law, including the ban on firearms in sensitive locations, though it has struck down some restrictions on private property. The Supreme Court declined to hear a challenge to the law. So, I fucking hate Democrats because the Democrats, they hate my life. They hate my safety. This is what they're doing. I'm blaming Manhattan for what happened. I'm blaming them for what happened in Manhattan. I really am. Because these people are disgusting. They really are. Democrats are disgusting. What is the SAFE Act in New York State? Right? Concealed Carry Improvement Act. This is not improving anything, Kathy Hochul. This is destroying people's lives. And New York State is it is a lawless shithole because of Democrat policies. Buses, subways, and other forms of public transit, you cannot carry your Glock on the subway, even though I have a permit for it. Meanwhile, a woman was killed this year. He didn't use the gun, did he? He walked up to a woman that was sleeping in a subway car, poured gasoline on her, and set her on fire. And that very same day, Kathy Hochul said, New York City is safe. Seriously? New York City is safe. Now this happens. New York City is safe? But these people keep voting for these Democrats over. I'm not telling you to become a Republican because I don't vote anymore. I keep making this plain. I will never vote again because I believe the whole system is wicked and corrupt, and for biblical reasons, I'm not voting. But if I would vote, I would never vote for a Democrat. These people have lost their fucking minds. These people are insane. And the people that vote for them are insane. How you would sit here and vote for a Ma'am Danny, a Mom Donnie, or whatever he is. He's just another one of these people. They all will uphold this be defenseless system. You know, this dude is talking about defund the police. Defund the police at a time like this? It's absolutely insane. And I'm blaming the people for enacting this California-style gun control in New York State, which is making us all unsafe.